to Kovai Vani. Enjoy the podcast by our enthusiastic young residents. Kovai Care is the best place to retire.
Vanakkam. This is Malathi Jaikumar from Kovai Vani, and I want to share a few thoughts with you. I recently watched videos of two commencement or graduation ceremonies at two different universities in California. After more than 2 years of the pandemic that kept the whole world in a vice like grip, this was the first time that a graduation was not virtual but in person. Thousands of students who had endured the hardships and the consequences of the trauma of isolation were parched for the freedom and joy of celebration. As I saw thousands of graduates walking dressed in the full regalia of their department's individual gowns and hoods, there was one thing that struck me very forcefully. There was not a single face without a smile. They waved to their families and friends, some wore colorful garlands, and some pumped the air in victorious happiness. But surpassing all that, what made the main and deepest impact was the palpable exuberance born of years of hard labor resulting in success. Watching the scene, I realized it is just that very exuberance that is the most essential factor in our lives. This vast store of exuberance that is so evident when we are young starts to wane as we get older and older, and little by little gets suffocated in some people. The secret of remaining young and healthy is to retain this exuberance in life. Most elderly people who retain this exuberance remain young forever. Being exuberant is more than just being happy. It is a lively cheerfulness that shines through your eyes, your smile, your laughter, and your speech. It is not restrained by formality or politeness. It comes from deep within and is visible for the entire world to see. Those who have this magic touch are those who take interest in other people's activities, those who take up new hobbies and follow their passions, and people who have let go of their ego, envy, greed, and pride. There is no happiness greater than being devoid of all negative emotions and being content in your own skin, being what you are and doing what you're doing. The pleasure of seeing your children and grandchildren living their lives, blending honesty, integrity, and hard work, and tasting success is a tonic in itself. Remaining independent and yet being part of a social community is yet another vital factor that keeps one healthy and active. Apart from being in the heart of a very friendly social environment, it is essential to be at peace in the deep corners of one's own mind and heart. Get rid of all the burden of past mistakes, your own or others. Forget all hurt and all memories of bad experiences. One way of doing this is to surround yourself with objects that give you emotional and mental comfort. Some of my prized possessions are not exquisite cut glass, delicate porcelain, or antique silver, but a small pine cone, a rather jagged piece of rock, a deep burgundy colored stone the size of a large lemon, and an egg-shaped paperweight with swirls of vibrant rainbow colors. When I look at the pine cone nestling against the photograph of a young man with deep dimples and a broad smile that reaches all the way to his bright eyes, I wing back to the rain washed afternoon in Long Island with a perfect rainbow arching overhead. My son and I walked and talked, magical hours of deep bonding that came unplanned and unannounced. I can feel the gentle pressure of his hand on my shoulder, loving and protective, while he played with a pine cone in the other, talking animatedly and passionately about his hopes and plans for the future. As we neared home, I quietly took the cone from his hand to cherish the moment forever. The jagged piece of rock is a part of history, a small piece of the Berlin Wall. While many such pieces of the Berlin Wall were manufactured to meet a flourishing tourist trade, this is a genuine fragment given to me by a dear friend who picked it up on the site, and it reminds me of all the lives lost, tears shed, and hearts broken. It is also a chastening reminder that human emotions and man made regimes, no matter how powerful, come a cropper with time. The lemon sized, deep wine colored stones, with the rich glow still trapped inside, is a large uncut garnet gifted to me by an uncle who had worked in the mines of Rajasthan, a colorful personality and a great rock hunter. In moments of stress, this uncut jewel from the depths of the earth, a rock that was formed over many years, a small part of this earth that itself is a minuscule fragment of the universe, gives me great strength by restoring a right perspective of everything around me. It fits snugly into my palm, transferring to me some of its cool serenity and timeless patience that it has absorbed from the earth and the universe. The spectacular and stunning colors swirling in the conical paperweight are all the more remarkable given its humble yet dramatic origin. Volcanic ash from an eruption that wiped out a whole township. It is a picture of nature's fury, becalmed and frozen in a work of art. A reminder that nature can never be tamed, just treated with respect. Fragrances wafting from stored clothes, little notes left around the house, a pressed flower, children's drawings, and messages of love scrawled in crayon that trigger pleasant memories. These are some of my favorite things. Ultimately, that is what life is all about, isn't it? Please send in your comments on this podcast and any of our other podcasts to kovaivani@kovaicare.in. Thank you.
Thank you and stay tuned.